there is no more obsolete social institution on the face of the earth than government. It won't do to speak to the current institution. We are living in what was once a wonderful invention that is now long past its prime. I haven't heard anything yet that is going to get us out of the current problems we're in now. Now, I've been teaching design, political design, since 1967, when I taught the first officially recognized course on the future at Virginia Tech, and included in that a governance design requirement. When I went to the University of Hawaii, I set up a series of courses at the graduate and undergraduate level on political design. And I began with two complaints. Clem indicated what they are: anticipatory democracy, that governments are undemocratic and unfuturistic. And so I had my students try to deal with that. But then I soon became aware, well, there are other complaints as well. And one that immediately came to mind was inspired by the World Order Model Project by Saul Mendelowitz and a group of other people that pointed out that the nation state is a major problem, that the nation state is too small for global problems and too big for local problems, and we need to completely rethink the nation state system. But one of the major instruments that the nation state system has, by definition, is the right to kill. And one of my colleagues at the University of Hawaii, Glenn Page, has devoted his life and has now produced scads of books about what a non-killing government would be like. How would it be possible to govern without allowing anyone, including the state, to kill? So those were some of the original complaints that I began to work with. But about that same time, Al Gore became vice president and said that we need to reinvent government. And what he was focusing on was the bureaucratic aspect of it. Now, bureaucracy itself was a social invention to solve another problem called the spoil system. But clearly, bureaucracy itself needs to be rethought. And the final of the 6 complaints that my students are asked to solve, as an architect solves similar complaints, is all systems of governments are patriarchal. We had founding fathers, we had no founding mothers, and I think it would have made a difference if we had. Now, by patriarchal, I don't just mean men versus women. I mean that a picture that we saw up here of a men's room and a ladies' room, and I have a problem every time I stand in front of one. I don't consider myself to be transgendered, but many other people do. Say, "May I help you, ma'am?" And that's fine with me. I know it's an insult to fat old ladies all over the world, but I don't care. I think the last big dichotomy we have to get rid of is the notion that you're either a male or a female. And especially, it's best to be male. And it is. The final point I want to say is at the undergraduate level, what I basically described what we do at the graduate level. At the undergraduate level, I got so pissed off with my students' inability to be imaginative. I said, let's go to Mars. Let's go to Mars where there's nothing there. And so I did where is Chris McKay? Where'd you go? There you are. What Chris McKay was talking about, I took them up to Mars just as a pretense. But the more and more I studied it, the more I saw that the earth sucks. That is to say, we are so earthbound in our notions of government that if we could go to a place where everything is different, we'll have to rethink everything we do. Well, it turns out there's a place called International Space University in Strasbourg, France. And I've been teaching there governance on Mars to future space cadets for 20 years. So let's get real. Let's go to Mars. Let's get an entirely new government system going. We have a day and a half to do it. No problem. Thank you.